Hey folks, Matt Sharp here with another Pacific Angler Friday Fishing Report. We are filming for October 1st, so if it's nowhere near October 1st, click up here. This is a link to all the Friday Fishing Reports. We do it most weeks, so I should have something more up to date for you. October is a big month when it comes to salmon fishing, and we've been having some interesting weather over the last little bit. The salmon fishing reports have been great, but the weather has been an issue in the last 2 to 4 days. We're gonna look at it in detail. So if you guys are planning to get out in the next 10 days, you'll wanna stay tuned because we're gonna look at the water levels as well as the weather that's coming in the next 5 to 10 days. See if we can predict what you should be looking for in your presentations, as well as the maybe don't go scenario, which we might be seeing right now as you guys are watching this on a couple of our systems. But the good news is the water's dropping. We should see good fishing in the next couple days. Now, for you saltwater anglers, I know rain is not what you want to see in the reports. We've still been having some okay reports out there, and it is worth going, but that rain just sucks the fish up into the rivers and they don't stage quite as much. So if you are getting out, Jason's got details down in the written where he goes over what we're seeing. If you don't want to get out, you want to sit back, you want to relax, I've got an amazing video for you guys. Now, it is a how-to video on cut plugging. It's one of the best I've ever seen, but it also has some amazing fishing mixed in, coming straight at us from the motherland of cut plug fishing, Langara Island. You'll definitely want to stay tuned. I'm going to show you guys that one in the middle of the report. Last but not least, we have a fly giveaway. We haven't done one in a while, and Andre came to me and said, hey Matt, we're gonna give away all the flies I've tied over the last 4 to 5 months. And he's kicked it off with a classic pattern, the Mickey fin. Mickey fin's one of my favorites, probably one of the first flies I put in my fly box, and I still have it in most fly boxes when I'm out today. I'm gonna walk you guys through the history of this pattern because it's kind of interesting, kind of old, and I'm gonna share details how you can win this box that's loaded with patterns from Andre's YouTube channel. As always, guys, you want to see more videos like this, consider hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. All right, guys, cheers to Friday. Thanks for tuning in with me. Oh, big shout out to R&B Brewing. They dropped off some beer on Monday, and I said I'd probably get it into the report. The problem was they dropped it off Monday, and it's now Thursday, and that beer disappeared. It actually wasn't me, but you can't really leave beer around the fishing store without it going missing. But big shout out to those guys. They make a wicked beer. If you haven't gone to R&B, check them out. It's well worth it. It is one of my favorite beers. Now, what have we got for you guys? Let's jump into the weather because it has been interesting. So when we look at the Vancouver weather, we'll start there. Doesn't look bad going forward. Now, obviously, we got hit with a ton of rain this week, and as I'm filming this Thursday, it's nasty out. And we are seeing all the rivers rise. We're going to take a peek at the river levels in a sec here, but rolling into Friday in Vancouver, as you guys are watching this, it looks like a pretty darn nice day to get outside. There's a little bit more on Saturday, 10 mils Saturday, 1 mil Sunday, 5 mils Monday, 5 Tuesday, 2 to 4 on Wednesday, and 1 mil Thursday. But we want to start looking at the trend of the nighttime temperatures. They haven't dropped a lot in Vancouver, but you are seeing them drop into the back end of next week, and that's really going to help clear up a number of our rivers. Let's throw it out to Squamish weather because that's a little bit more obvious when it comes to the nighttime temperatures. And they got smoked today. A ton of water. The river is blown out. We're going to look at that water level in a second. But tomorrow, 1 mil, not too much. 15 mils on Saturday. That's a little more than I'd like to see, but it's not bad. And then it rolls into next week with 5s, 10s, 5s, 2s, 4s. And that's really good. But more importantly, you look at Wednesday and Thursday, and we're seeing 5-degree temperatures at night. Now, when you do the math pushing up into the glaciers, that's almost getting to freezing levels for that runoff. And that's really going to help clear up the river quickly and really kick off sort of fishing throughout the entire system for salmon and bull trout. Now, that said, there were great reports this week, but this is the problem right here. Oh, no, that's Chilliwack. That's doing the same thing right here. So as I'm filming, it's actually dropping pretty nicely. but that's dropping from 6 meters plus on the graph, and 6 meters plus on the graph is completely blown out, very, very hard, if not unsafe to fish. I'm sorry for all you guys got out yesterday, and if you guys are going out today, I expect it being dropped probably into the 4.5 range by tomorrow, again filming Thursday night, and so that's still going to be darn high, darn dirty, very, very challenging fishing. Flip it around though, and this continues, and that 10 to 15 doesn't come quite as hard on Saturday. We could see good fishing Sunday, and with what I saw with intermittent rain but cooler nights coming, I expect this to settle nicely. And if you guys are getting out next week, it should be some really good fishing conditions. Okay, let's throw it up to Chilliwack because that's important. That's what I just showed before, and the weather is similar. We don't have quite the cold nights I'd like to see pushing up that way. It's going to be nice and clear Friday as you guys are watching, but we're going to look at the water levels again, and that's not good news there. 5 on Saturday, 1 mil, 5 to 10 Wednesday. And so, again, those are really nice numbers. I actually like to see intermittent rain, not heavy rain, but rain keeping water levels in a healthy state for fish to move in, fresh fish to come in, but not obviously too high to blow things out. And so let's look at that blowout, because that guy's right here, and you can see she's sitting at a 2.4, which is out. We might see it drop as you guys are watching it. There might be some opportunities, but I doubt it. So if I were gambling on what day to go out, I would push it into the back end of the weekend, if not next week, when we do expect it to be really good. Reports have been great. We've heard of lots of Chinook, lots of jacks, lots of mature fish as well as lots of coho. So it's go time. Get out there, enjoy it. Now, other river systems I want to talk about, I'm not going to pull up water levels on them. They mirror things very similarly. Capilano has had the dam opened and closed in the last handful of days, and that has sucked up more fish. The reports have been excellent. They did open the dam with this rain. I don't know where it is now when you guys are watching this, but customers have sent in some awesome pictures, as well as Brett and Gavin were out, got these two beauties, and so it's well worth going out that way, but it comes with a little caveat. We've had a number of folks not fishing legally, and what I mean by that is I have heard of people who shouldn't be fishing trebles fishing trebles. I've heard of a lot of people fishing bait, even though there is a bait ban on right now, so keep that in mind. Play by the rules. No one out there should be snagging. Try to get them to bite with artificials in a proper fashion. Stave is another one we want to talk about because we've heard some parking issues. Pete brought this to my attention almost 2 weeks ago now, and I'm not sure how it's developed because I haven't headed out that way yet, but parking on both sides of the stave for hiking in will be an issue this year. They're going to monitor a lot more this season, and what we've heard is you have to have your tires off the pavement to park on the side of the road. If your tires are touching the pavement, you are going to get ticketed. You might even get towed. So I want you guys to be really careful if you're heading out there. Park respectively, and hopefully moving forward, we might find some more parking, legal parking, for anglers to access this really cool fishery. Harrison is also another one to look at. Now, the reports are still intermittent, but after this rain, I expect a lot more out that way. We should see chum pushing through. I looked again at the Albion test numbers, and the chum numbers continue to increase. And so there are some chum in the Harrison right now, and I expect after this rain there to be even more. We had some okay coho reports from a few folks that went out in boats because the water is quite high, so foot access is a challenge. But I hope, again, when we start getting some cooler nights, we're going to see that drop, and you guys should definitely go out into the next week range if you like the Harrison system. All right, that is it for the weather and the fishing report side of things. We've got a ton more details in the written version of the report. Sterling's got an interior lake report, which is worth tuning in for. The reports we hear from that continue to be awesome. We have details on all the rivers as well in a little bit more detail, so don't miss that. Now, on to fun fish videos. This one here is really cool. So this was put on by my buddy Yos from Cromer Sports Fishing. They are kind of a competitor of ours, but they're really good friends. And no, I have not asked Yos's permission to talk about this video. I hope he doesn't come over and flatten my face. That said, I had to tell you guys about it because it was one of the best videos I've seen in the last 6 or 8 months. And it was kind of cool that it's homegrown. Now, what is it? Well, he's teaching us about cut plugging in this video, and he's doing it in the homeland of cut plugging, which is Langara. This is coming from a couple of guides who literally have tens of thousands of hours of cut plug fishing under their belt, and they share some really amazing secrets. But mixed in those secrets, they're doing it when the bite is as heavy as I've ever seen it, and they can hardly get the bait down. And so there's a ton of fun fish porn, so to say, in it. So if you guys are saltwater anglers, you just want to sit back and see some epic fishing, definitely tune in. If you want to learn about cut plugging, this is the video. I'm going to leave it in the back end of the report as well as in the description, so you guys can check that one out. And last but not least, let's give away some flies. Andre, and if you guys don't know Andre, we feature his flies all the time. He used to work with us at the shop. Now he's our custom tire. He does some really unique and cool stuff, and he's been sharing a lot of that with you guys on YouTube. Now, he put this box together, said, Matt, let's just give away all those flies that I've tied over the last 6 to 8 months on the YouTube channel. And he's kicked it off with a pattern that I thought was fitting. It is a classic. It is the Mickey fin. You guys have probably all heard of this. If you haven't, I'll put a picture up here. Put it in your box. It's probably one of the first flies I ever bought as a kid. And to this day, if you look at any of my salmon boxes or any of my beach boxes, even my cutthroat boxes for that matter, there'll be 1 or 2 Mickey fins hidden in there. The history on it's actually kind of cool. It came from Quebec. It's a Canadian pattern. And the original tire didn't name it the Mickey fin, but a writer in the 30s and the 40s called it a Mickey fin because it was deadly. What is a Mickey fin? It's mildly politically incorrect nowadays, but it's basically a roofied drink. So like a spiked, drugged drink. And that was the name of Mickey fin. There's a bunch of other interesting history stuff associated with this fly, but it's well worth putting in your box. Andre's going to show you guys how to tie it in the video that I'm going to share with you next. If you guys go to that video, subscribe to his channel, and then in the comments of the Mickey fin video say, I want the box, we're going to pull a winner in 2 weeks, and you guys are going to get this. There's a bunch of patterns in here. It's well worth it. So yeah, check that out. All right, guys, that is everything I've got for you this week. If you want to check out Yos's video, I'm going to stick it up here. I'm going to put Andre's Mickey fin video on there, so go there to enter to win the fly box. And as always, you want to see more reports like this, consider hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you in 2 weeks.